What's going on, guys? The Cure, Wish, third track. This is Apart. All right, let's get into it. Bam. Just all the layers, right?
He waits for her to understand, but she won't understand. Waits all night for him to call, but he won't call anymore. He waits to hear her say forgive, but she just drops her pearl black eyes and prays to hear him say I love you, but he
the like almost whisper ghost double of the vocal back there. Wow.
Waits for her to sympathize.
You hear it, right?
She will sympathize in all. She waits all night to feel his kiss, but always wakes alone. He waits to hear her say forget, but she just hangs her head in pain. Prays to hear him say no more, I'll never leave again. How did we get this far apart? We used to be so close together. How did we get this far apart? I thought this love would last forever.
Really hear the depth in this recording because of all the parts. Mark Sanders. Different percussions, noticing where they are. vocal part that's back also. You got the main one, the whisper, and then the one that's more sung out, that's lower. Right? Yeah.
We used to be so close together. How did we get this far apart? I thought this love would last forever. How did we get this far apart? We used to be so close together. How did we get this far apart? I thought this love would last forever.
Cool. Yeah. Very moody, right? Breakup, love song type of thing. Super moody. It's cool. It's cool, right? You know, if you're in the mood for that type of thing, I think it's cool. All the, just hearing all of the layering, the different specifics of the recording. I think that whoever mixed this did a good job. This guy, Mark Sanders, who else did you work for? 65, The Cure, David Byrne, Erasure, and Tricky. Number of albums since the 80s. Engineered the hit record Dancing in the Street. Depeche Mode. Robert Smith of The Cure employed Sanders' radio-friendly skills to mix all singles from the album Disintegration. Love Song became The Cure. Oh, wow, he did. Okay, yeah, wow. He did Wish, Mixed Up, and Wild Mood Swings. Very cool. Tricky, a big fan of Sanders' work for The Cure, asked him to program, co-produce, and mix his critically acclaimed 1995. I don't know. I feel like I've heard of Tricky, but I don't know. I'm not familiar. This in turn led to Tricky fans John Lydon, David Byrne, Kathy Dennis, and Cyndi Lauper hiring Sanders to work on their albums. That's very cool. Moved to studio to Hell's Kitchen, New York City, and sidestepped into writing and producing music for big brand campaigns. Wow. Good for him. Very cool. Continued to work on select artist projects for Erasure, Femi Kuti, and Marilyn Manson. Very cool. Florence and the Machine. Nice. Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah, I think he did a good job. Nice. Yeah, this is just very moody, and there's different parts where during the kind of more instrumental section, just the things that are listening to it and listening to the things that are in the front, right? They're up front, they're the loudest, and the things that are further back, just that depth layering. It's like the bass, if you listen to the bass is a lot lower during that section. Right. But it's not gone. It's not lost. It's just other things are in front and popping out more. But then once that section goes away and the vocals come back in, the bass comes back forward. Just different things like that. And then also those different vocals that are happening, the layering, the production, the vocal production of the vocals. Right. It's like you have his main kind of talky, singing part. Right. If you will. And then you got that whisper part that's all like that, right? And then you have the singing, the more outward singing part that's back. It's not the main. Usually that would be the main, but that's not this type of vibe. So it's back. This is how you make a record. It's all the elements of how to make and produce a record. This would be a producer being okay, now we need this part. Now we need this part. Okay, now that's great. Do that again, but I want you to whisper it, right? Okay, do it again, but I want you to sing. Now we're going to do a take where you're just singing out. Now we're going to do a take where you're whispering. Now we're going to do, let's do a few guitar takes, right? And just different things. And then it's putting them together and deciding what pieces to use. And then where they go, how loud they are, etc., all that kind of stuff. That's all elements and parts of the process of making a record. These are among the reasons why it's hard to make a good record, right? Because there's so many decisions. And a lot of people, especially artists, get hung up on the decisions, like not deciding, like because they want it to be perfect. They want to make Cure Wish, right? I mean, just as an example, right? They want to make these great albums that inspired them to do music, but then in turn that paralyzes them. And that's not a good thing. Not a good thing. But yes, making good records is like in some ways easy and in some ways it's very hard, right? It's very hard because any of these, like a different mix is going to make this album come off differently. And then maybe it still would be a good album just because of the music, but maybe it wouldn't have been nominated for a Grammy, something like that. Just all these decisions matter. That's what it is. Cool. Very cool. All right. Up next is From the Edge of the Deep Green Sea. Longest track on the album. Up next. Awesome. I'll catch you then later. It's a little hard to do that. It's different with the headphones on.